Hi guys, and welcome to reading TikTok's newest Fourth Wing, because when that book came out a couple years ago, it went absolutely viral. It blew the internet up and took everyone by storm. It's so very well loved to the point where people still are obsessing over it for good reason. Yeah, I think this current fantasy book that I'm dedicating this reading vlog to is gonna be the newest Fourth Wing because it's giving me exactly those vibes, so I had to record a vlog for it. So let's just directly get into reading Silver Elite in today's reading vlog. Now, I started this a couple nights ago. It isn't already out at the time of me reading it, so thank you so much to the publishers for my copy. It's an arc, but it does come out at the time the video goes out. So go try to download your copies if you can. I'll have the release day on screen so you know when it's out already and we can buddy read together. But I figured I need to have a vlog for this because I already started the first 10% off camera. It's already giving me Fourth Wing, and even though it's not out yet, it's already so viral to the point where, listen, this could be the newest Fourth Wing and I need to have all my thoughts combined in one place, because if this is 6 stars, I want to be able to look back on the vlog of me reading it at some point, so it makes sense to make this a video, and that's why we're going to be reading Silver Elite in today's vlog. It's already giving the perfect vibes, but I'm directly just going to start reading it now and get more of a gist of what's going on before I come speak to you about it, because listen, if this gives me anything of what Fourth Wing gave me, that book was 6 stars. If this is anything like it, truly my world is going to be rocked and I'm going to be so happy, because that's exactly what I'm in the mood for and looking for in the moment, and it'll be perfect for my slump. So let's just start with it. I'll come back in a little bit to give you more of like a summary about this book, but already I have such good feelings from the first 10% that I've read that, listen, this vlog is only about to go upward from here. See you guys in a bit. Bye. Hi guys, so it's been a couple days since my last update to you. I have gone ahead and continued reading our book, and I'm here now to give you my first update. It has taken longer than I usually would to give my first update, but also keep in mind I am on vacation doing other vacation-y things, and I don't really want to be stressing over recording content since I already have some pre-recorded for the next couple of weeks. So we're going to be taking it slow and easy in this video, not because the book is bad, it's simply because I'm on vacation and I want to take it slow and easy for a change. But now to get on the topic of the book, I am 38% through, and maybe it's a little late for first update, but I was still trying to fully figure out what's actually going on in the book before I update it, because it is a fantasy and those generally take longer to develop the world or whatever, develop a base, and for you to understand what's actually going on in the story. I do know, however, now what Silver Elite's about, and let's just talk. So basically, Silver Elite kind of follows these two sorts of people after something happens. Now I'm still trying to figure out that something that happened in the background, because we're getting very less details on it at the moment. At least I figured that since it's going to be a series at some point, we will probably get more as the books continue coming, but until we do, about 150 years ago there was this biotoxin that was released into the environment. Still figuring details on that, like I said, but something happens and that toxin essentially wipes out most of humanity. Mankind is literally gone. Most of them perished because of the toxin, because it affected them and killed them. Now there's only a little group of survivors or whatever left after the toxin, and they actually distributed into two smaller subgroups. So we have the primes, who are not affected in any sense by the toxin. They're the same way they were, left unchanged before the toxin and after, so there's no like change in their chemical composition. They're the same way, they're just regular normal people. And on the other hand, we have the second group, which is the modified. So the toxin affected them in the sense that now they have been modified after the toxin. So before the toxin they were basic just regular normal beings, but then after the toxin was released, they kind of got these like modificatory powers, wherein some of them are telepathic, some of them are psychic, some of them have some sort of healing powers, and all of these modified essentially have silver blood in their veins. So anyone who has silver blood is a modified person who has all these powers they got due to the biotoxin, and now they're more powerful than the primes. And so a few years ago there was this like uprising situation, something that went down, and now the primes are in control of the government since they're the regular people and they don't want to be bullied around, suppressed under the modified, who are more technically powerful because they have powers. So in the current situation in the book, there's a ruling prime government which is essentially almost almost authoritarian, you can say, in a sense. It's kind of tyrannical, wherein they're actually controlling everything, and they have like a command center, a command base or whatever set up. They are in charge of everything, and they are essentially responsible for getting rid of majority of the population that's left of the modified, simply because they don't want to be under the rule of the modified again, since the modified have powers. I don't know if you're keeping up with what I'm saying right now. I'll probably put like the Goodreads review on screen or whatever, the one you can see for the summary, because I don't really know if I'm making sense anyway. But basically now the Prime's government, it's led by General Redden, who isn't really known for being great or whatever. And so we have our main character in this book, Ren Darlington. She's a modified, and she's actually helping with the uprising. So in current day or whatever, the mods, they want to fight back against the Primes, and they have this like underground rebel movement going on, which she's helping, and it's called the uprising. And so Ren is basically a kind of psychic, wherein she has the silver blood, she has all kinds of powers. She's actually top of the hierarchy chain in terms of powers, because she has 4 different abilities she got, and that is crazy. If she were to be caught, she'd be executed on the spot without a trial, just because she's so powerful, in the sense that she is like a bunch of mods combined to make one of the higher level game bosses or something. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But basically we have Ren. So she accidentally ends up making a really reckless and careless mistake that kind of almost reveals her identity to Command. So suddenly they're actually questioning whether she's a Prime, like she's been pretending to be all along, or she's modified, because she clearly has powers, and you know, she made that mistake like I said. So now that she's under Command's scope, Command's verification, and in the crosshairs, they kind of thrust her into this like brutal training program. And this is where the whole fourth wing aspect comes in, because if you remember Xaden and Violet from that book, this is the same situation in this book, except it's reversed over, because she's on the betraying side, and the Command or whatever, they are supposed to be like the normal guys in fourth wing. Does that make sense? But anyway, basically she's put into a program called Silver Block, wherein she's essentially training with the best of the best in the military. They are, I guess, in charge of the most important intelligence operations or whatever, and suddenly she's kind of fighting for her life in there. She's kind of trying not to show anything, but to prove herself, so she's not like dumped in other situations or whatever, but at the same time she can't expose her identity. So there's a lot going on, but as she's put inside that, she kind of has the perfect chance to kind of spy on Command from an underground base and help the uprising. Except while all of that's happening, there's like a romance brewing with her block captain, who is also the son of the general that kind of orders the modified killings. So there's a lot going on right now. Basically she's falling for her enemy, he's called Cross, and there's a lot of chemistry between the two of them, but at the same time she can't really encourage any of it, because she's trying to just get out of there and kind of help her uprising movement and help her people. And you know, there's a lot of politics going on as well. We're just learning a lot more about it right now, and I feel like this book is the perfect blend of fantasy. There's enough like magical system or whatever in it that has me intrigued. The world building, I feel like the pacing is perfect. There's chemistry, there's romance, and it's done the way that it's placed so slow that when you're actually getting bits of it, please, I'm giggling so hard and so loud, it's actually embarrassing. And then apart from that, we have other bits of like friendship and themes of love and betrayal and trust, and you're wondering who you can actually trust in the book and who you cannot, because I'm so suspicious of so many people at this point, and I'm suspecting so many things, and I have a bunch of theories, and that doesn't happen until and unless I'm reading fantasy. So I'm having such a blast here right now. I have actually carried a couple fantasy books here with me on vacation, because I know a lot of people don't love reading fantasy in the summer. I'm just gonna outright say it, I have the best time because I love theorizing and strategizing, and maybe that's just a good sign that I need to be reading more fantasy, because truly there's nothing like it. This might actually be a superior genre, maybe even more than romance, because I'm having such a great time so far. This is already giving me 5-star feelings, and hardcore ones, because I love Fourth Wing, and everything about this I can connect and relate to that book, but also it's definitely giving like a future dystopia vision. So if you've read like more dystopian books, maybe like the 2000s kinds, this will definitely reflect those. And even though I haven't read any specifics, definitely gives me those movie vibes that we used to watch back in the 2000s with the dystopian feel. And so it's a great time. Stakes are very high. I'm having so much fun, and I have been going to the library the past couple evenings to read, and I'm telling you, I'm struggling so hard not to show physical reactions when I'm out there, because there's other people reading in there. I don't really want to disturb anyone and draw attention to myself as an introvert, but I also want to go and stand on rooftops and scream about how much I love this book. Probably won't do it again, like I said, because I'm an introvert, but this is everything to me. I genuinely just want to go tell everyone in the library to put their books down and read this, because it's so good, and you should too, because it's probably out, like I said, by the time you're watching this video. I'm gonna go keep reading, but so far a really fun and happy update, because I'm having so much fun with this book, more than I have in quite some time now, and it's kind of curing my slump. Is this probably gonna be the best book I've read this month? And even though it's May 1st, I'm saying that yeah, because I'm having literally so much fun and I'm so happy to be reading this. So happy I got sent my copy, because now I'm just gonna go binge it out and then buy myself a physical on release date, because this is truly everything to me. It's reminding me why I love fantasy books so much, and it's showing me what I love specifically in fantasy. There's a couple micro tropes thrown in here as well that I'm having a blast with, and so I'm gonna go keep continuing doing that. Maybe I'll see you guys at like the halfway mark now for more thoughts and updates as and when it comes, but because this is spoiler free, I won't really be telling you exacts about this book unless you want me to in the comments or something. So you can comment your questions down below, but I'm not going to be giving anything away in this video, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go keep reading and I'll see you guys in a bit. This is giving perfect Fourth Wing vibes in case anyone's interested, in case anyone wants like a recommendation if you're trying to recover from the kind of reading some Fourth Wing put you in because it was out of this world extraordinary. This is perfect, this is everything, and even though it lacks dragons, I'm having a great time. So I'm gonna go keep reading. See you guys in a bit with the 50% update. Bye. Okay guys, I think the last time I came and spoke to you was again a couple days ago. I keep doing that. I feel like because I'm on vacation I'm losing track of time, and because of that there's been a lack of updates, but please ignore. It's like 12:27 past midnight right now on May the 3rd. I have a couple reasons as to why, but we'll get to them in a second. I have continued the book and I have hit 70% at this point, so I am double of the place I was when I last came and spoke to you, so I figured an update was overdue. But basically May the 1st when I came in, I think last to speak to you, I believe it was like Labor Day or something, and because of that we went to the library but it was shut, so didn't get any reading in that day. I read a little bit in the evening, but I feel like I don't really focus when I'm here. When I'm at the library, I'm actually dedicated and locked in, and it's not the book's fault, it's just my fault because there's a lot of stimulation going on here. There's everyone in here. I want to be talking and spending time with everyone rather than reading, and that's just on me. But basically not a lot of reading happened a couple days ago. Yesterday, so May the 2nd, I fell asleep in the evening because I was really tired from a bunch of other things or whatever. Been doing a lot of like exploring, walking around, seeing the place, especially during like sunset or whatever, because the sun goes down at like 8 p.m, which is crazy. So I'm trying to enjoy the daylight here, and because of that I was exhausted, had so much that I literally crashed out yesterday. But then again, I'm not mad because now I can sit up and read into the night, because that's literally all I want to do. But for updates now, I did end up waking up after my nap in the evening. Been reading ever since. You cannot pull this book away from me. This book is like candy from a little kid or whatever, because my mom literally had to come 4 times to call me for dinner because I was too immersed, and she's literally in the room across from me. So that's crazy, but here we are. Updates on the book so far, I will say up until the 47% mark, because I'm actually keeping notes in my head so I could come speak to you. It felt a bit monotonous because the girl Ren, she doesn't really want to be in the command program to enlist for Silver Block and then apply for Silver Elite in that form of military, and so until she doesn't get like specific motivations to do so at the 40% mark, she's botching the whole thing. So they kick her out because she's failing everything and bad at it, and they don't kick her out. So it's kind of like a repetition of her botching every assignment, failing everything that comes her way, trying to give up and show them that listen, just throw me out, I don't want to be here, and them not giving into that demand. And so because it felt like such a repeat of it, no matter what happened, I think I was a bit bored. But then after that point something happens and suddenly she's motivated to actually try and enhance her skills and actually put in a conscious effort to kind of win through the levels or whatever and kind of get into Silver Elite, the special army force or whatever. And so when she starts doing that, oh my freaking god, I haven't been able to stop since. I literally read the last couple sittings or whatever in this whole ass binge read, and you can't take this away from me because right now I'm feral for this book. I feel like we really just had to move on past that 47% mark because of how boring it was before it. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't my cup of tea. Now that she's actually putting in an effort and there's all kinds of crazy shit happening left, right, front, back and center, please, I'm having so much fun. I feel like this book is the perfect combination of Fourth Wing, but also every dystopian movie you've ever watched. And the romance, it's giving Reese and Feyre from Akra and Violet and Xaden from Fourth Wing. Those are my favorite books ever. Both of them are like 5 stars each. I love those series. And so this reminding me of my favorite stuff is already a good sign, and I'm loving every second. The romance, I will say, at some bits it's falling a little flat, but then also when they get back to that flirty banter or whatever, because that's how it is in here, I love it. It's actually coming back. And you know, while I will say I didn't really see the romance from the get-go because I feel like it was a little rushed, we didn't really have emotional build-up. I'm not complaining either because now I'm actually getting what I want in it and I'm having a good time reading. And you know, there's other things going on in the background, but so far so good. I have a couple theories going. I feel like if you ever read this book, there's this one secret identity that's been shown to you from page 1. I think I may have guessed that, and clues keep popping up in the sense that if I got that right, I'm gonna think I'm so smart. So that's all I have going on in my head right now. I'm gonna go keep reading. Hopefully I'll give you one more update before I come in and finish the book out. But yeah, so far so good. It is longer than you would expect, so I actually looked it up on Goodreads, and it's over 500 pages, which is why it's taking me longer to get through, because it's a fantasy. I'm still trying to absorb the stuff happening, but you know, regardless of that, I'm having a good time and I feel like I'm speeding through it, especially considering the fact that it's 500 pages long and it's a fantasy and I'm on vacation, but still having a good time reading. So I'm gonna go keep reading, possibly gonna finish this either tonight or tomorrow, simply because I get in a lot of reading done at night time, and so that's probably gonna be it. But yeah, no distractions. I'm gonna lock in now and get this done because it's so fun. I want to see what happens next, but also I'm really scared that this ends on a cliffhanger because this is book 1 in a series. Book 2 isn't even announced. Forget that. Book 1 isn't even out yet at the time of me recording this video, and I'm already scared as to when book 2 comes out. Book 1 is not out yet and I want book 2's release day immediately because I'm terrified, but also I'm having the time of my life. So I am a little conflicted on a couple of things, but regardless, I'm having a good time. And while I don't know if it's 5 stars as of right now, I'm holding out my hope because things are going really well right now. By that I mean really well, so shit is about to go down and I'm gonna go lock in and see what happens next. So I'll see you guys hopefully in a bit with my second to last update for this video, because I don't want it to be too short and all over the place. But we'll see how this happens because I am on vacation. You cannot blame me. That's my reason and excuse for everything low and beyond. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye. Okay guys, I'm nearly done with the book and I had to come in for like a final update before I actually come in for my last update. Crazy things have gone on, so we'll talk about it, but before anything, ignore the way I look. I have been reading non-stop, alright? I updated yesterday, I think in the afternoon on my Goodreads, and I went to look back on it. I was like 43% through the way. This is a 500 something page book. I'm nearly done now. So I read, I don't even know how much because I'm really poor at math. Over the span of vacation, it's like a fantasy book with like complex world building, just because I was so invested that I couldn't put it down. And so this is kind of the result of what happens when I read the entire day. I look dulled and drained, but listen, my heart is running at an all-time high. I think I'm having palpitations. It's literally racing because this is truly everything. It's like Fourth Wing, but better. That's what I'm gonna say because it's so good. Some of the aspects are very similar in like a different sense. Like it's not exactly Fourth Wing, but it's also kind of like Fourth Wing. I don't know if I'm making sense, and I wish I could make this spoilers so bad because there's so much I want to discuss with you, but I cannot because the book isn't even out yet. I don't want to ruin the experience for someone who hasn't read it, because listen, I'd be so mad if that happened to me, considering how much I adore this book. Forget everything I was criticizing about it the last time I came. Truly, now it's gotten so much better. We had like a I would burn this world for you scene. I'm sorry, I'm a goner for that every single time. The romance is now hitting. I'm loving their flirty, bantery tension. Even though we've already got them together, it's still coming, and that I feel like it should never end because it's truly keeping me going. And then there's the fantasy stuff which really has me invested. There's other things going on in the background in the world that are suddenly going in deeper, and I feel like it does take a little bit to like build up into it, but once you get into the storyline, you get into it. And like I was sucked from page 1, but I feel like the middle, it dragged a little bit, but it doesn't matter because right now, I'm sorry, I had to actually pull myself away to come speak to you about it because listen, I can't do that. Kid in a candy store, that's me right now because I'm having the time of my life reading this. I feel like I'm telling everyone to go read it and no one can because it's not even out yet, which is like one of the most annoying things ever, because even though I'm happy I got sent an arc, I literally have no one to come speak to me about this. So I'm, you know, wondering what's gonna happen next in my head. I'm theorizing, but at the same time I don't have anyone to theorize with, so that's a little annoying, and I'm, you know, really mad about that because I'd love to come and speak about this with someone, but at the same time I don't want to spoil it for anyone. So all of this aside, I was reading in the library library today. We finally managed to make it there. My sister was reading her own book. She kept looking up every 2 seconds because I was either giggling or on the verge of tears, and I feel like I was in a public library. There were other people on all sides of me, people who were actually staring. My introverted self went out the window as soon as I picked this back up because I was having every single reaction ever. I was holding back tears at some point because there was this war scene wherein you lose someone who you've come to love from page 1. That got me. I'm so mad about that. This author, like, I love her honestly for creating this book, but she's also heartless for taking that one character away because, listen, I'm dying internally. This is not a spoiler or anything, but yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I'm hurting. So there's a lot going on. It's really funny, really cute, really giggly, some sweet moments, some moments when I was literally just like, what? Even the secret theory that I said I was guessing, I thought the one that I would originally guess would be too obvious, so I guessed something out of the box, and none of them came true. When the actual one came in, Joe was on the ground giggling so hard. It definitely got the storyline ahead, but then also apart from that, when that sad thing happened, I'm telling you, one chapter I was laughing, the other I was trying not to sob in front of other people watching me. So if a book pulls out polarizing emotions from you, it means you've actually connected to the characters. And for my case, genuinely, I can't stop thinking about these people. I can't stop thinking about the way it's gonna end now, because truly there's no other way. I know something's gonna go wrong and I have a bad feeling about it, and I'm trying not to cry because I don't know when the next book comes out. The first one isn't even out yet, and I want the second's release day immediately because my mental health is not going to be stable, I fear, until I find that out and until I have a copy of the next book in my hands, because this is crazy. I already know I'm rushing to buy like a physical on release day because, listen, this book is actually perfect, and as soon as it comes out, everyone in my life is going to be advertised to like read it. They're already being advertised right now, but they're actually going to go read it because it's so good, it's so perfect. Perfect enemies to lovers, tension, bantery, romantasy, I guess, and then the fantasy stuff actually holds up in the way that you actually invested with what's going on, because I haven't read a lot of fantasy, so maybe I'm coming from a standpoint where anything can amaze me, but at the same time I feel like I'm a very picky reader who's stingy with ratings. So the fact that I'm not really aching myself out, I can't find stuff that's bothering me in this to nitpick at, is a good sign that I'm gonna love this book regardless of whatever I end up rating it. And even if it's not 5 stars, listen, I don't care. This book is currently everything to me. Watch me go ahead and make this my personality for the next 2 weeks, because listen, what else am I supposed to do? This is easily the best book I've read in the last couple months at least. I'm having such a great time already, and I'm so happy, and I'm gonna be sad when it ends, but also I can't wait to see what happens next. So I'm gonna go keep reading. I only have like a couple chapters or left, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully it won't be that crazy, because if the cliffhanger is too huge, I know I'm gonna die while I wait for the next book. But we'll see what happens next. I'm still gonna have to wait anyway, so I might as well wait together, and I'm gonna go finish now and update you guys soon, because I was up to like 4 yesterday reading, and that's probably going to happen again considering the chapters are a little longer in this, and it's a fantasy, so I'm taking my time to read, process, and understand what's going on. But regardless, I don't want to speed through this because it'll be over and I won't have this to go back to until I don't even know when, for the foreseeable future. So I'm gonna go keep reading now. But yeah, it's gonna be over next time I come speak to you, and that kind of hurts because I don't want it to be over, but at the same time I'm gonna see what happens next. So conflicting emotions, and that is a good sign for a 5-star read. So I'm still holding out hope because I don't know yet if it's 5 stars, but if it turns out to be, I won't be complaining because listen, having such a great time regardless. It is going to be highly rated though, so we shall see you guys in a bit. Watch this become the biggest fantasy of this year, because already I'm seeing so much hype around it, and yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying not to cry right now over a bunch of things that happened in my book. I'm crying over people that don't exist, but here we freaking are. I'm having the best time. The fact that I binge so much while I'm on vacation is a good testament to the fact that I don't really read a lot while I'm on vacation, so this is actually forcing me to do so. My eyes are drooping shut because I'm so tired and sleepy, but I'm gonna go keep doing it. See you guys hopefully in a bit, because I keep saying I'll see you, but then I keep coming with points to come speak to you about, and I'm not shutting it. So I'm gonna go now. I'm actually kind of dreading what's gonna happen next, but at the same time I'm so excited. So see you guys in a bit. Bye. Alright guys, so we've reached the end of this video because I ended up finishing the book out later in the day yesterday. It was honestly too late to come record, and I was, finalizing my thoughts on it, so I figured I'd sleep on it, come to a conscious decision at the end. And here we are. I think it's been enough time, nearly a day later, wherein, I'm still reading from the book, but also I have my decision made up. I'm just gonna, hell with keeping suspense in this video. I'm gonna have my review on screen for you. This book was 5 stars. I think it may have beaten Fourth Wing for me, and nothing beats Fourth Wing except like Sergei Mas. So that's crazy, and this is wild, but we have reached this time and place of this day and year, and here we are. Let's just talk about this book. Before anything, I think I came and updated at the 89% mark, which was kind of perfect because in my opinion, the last 10% in like a fantasy book kind of makes or breaks it, in the sense that if it's crazy, wild, out of this world, it's setting for the perfect next book, or it could be so dull and chill and boring that you're just like, maybe this ruined the book. So for this book specifically, it did make and break it, make it in the sense that now I think I'm just gonna die without the second book. I don't even know how I'm gonna wait. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the meanwhile. My life is pointless and meaningless until the next book comes out, and it did break it in the sense that it's broken my brain now. I don't think I'll ever find anything like this in the market again, so goodbye. No amount of time or therapy is gonna fix me. I feel like this, honestly, just like I said in my review, it's just like a whirlwind of everything. There's so many emotions, everything's running on high alert, things keep going to shit. I feel like the book was like 4.5 stars considering the middle kind of slowed down for me, but the last 10% kind of solidified it as a 5-star for me, because listen, it's one life. I've had enough being a grump. This book was actually perfect to me. It did get slow in a couple of bits, but like that's fantasy for you. They're obviously going to be busy in the world and stuff, and I will get bored of it, but it did pick up. The last 10%, oh my freaking god, things kept happening left, right and center. Shit would just go back down and go right under. It went to rock bottom, and then it hit rock bottom off rock bottom, and that was really bad. It was really crazy. I don't know how this author is going to do book 2 because I have so many questions, so many theories. I can't believe the way it ended. Honestly, it makes you question the last page of the book, especially makes you question every single thing you read in the book from the beginning, which is crazy. I don't even know how she did that. I feel like she did a couple of other things crazy as well. Some things I never would have guessed in a million years. I feel like I was just giggling and going at it. My adrenaline was on high-powered rush speed. That makes zero sense, but basically, I'm obsessed. I'm addicted. I haven't stopped thinking about it since it got over. I feel like my heart is still racing as I'm speaking about it, because that very ending, when you actually get like reveal of certain things or whatever from build up or whatever, and other things going on in the background, everything's gone to shit and mess. I can't believe she actually did that. And this just shows when authors really don't care and they're ready to do everything. This author went all in and all out with her book. She put in everything, and I'm just gonna say it, 5 stars, 5 freaking stars. Maybe this is gonna be 6 stars. I don't know, by the time I'm editing I'll have it on screen, but so far this is 5. All the hype online is justified, and justified for good reason, because today is 4th May. It comes out day after tomorrow, and I'm so excited for the world to see this book, kind of read it, and for it to take over the world, because more people need to kind of read this and be amazed by it. Because oh my god, the last 10%, that's all I'm gonna say. I know I've been ranting about it. I know this is spoiler free and it's gonna be annoying if you haven't read the book, but read it. Read the whole book. I'm not even joking. Read the first 89% just so you can get to the last like 11 odd percent, because from there everything goes so wild. I wasn't able to put it down. I was so addicted, obsessed. I feel like there were actual audible reactions I was emitting while I was reading it. I'm not even joking. I was gasping every other page in shock, and my sister, who was sitting right beside me, kept looking over at me wondering what broke me, because this book I haven't wrecked in the best way possible. This was everything to me, and I'm so happy I vlogged it, even though it was kind of like gappy and spacey over the past couple days. So it's not my best vlog, but I'm happy it's still on camera, because someday I can go back and look over it. And right now the only thing I'm mad about is the fact that this is over. That's it. It's over. It's gone, and I don't know when book 2 comes out. So I'm gonna go stress about that. I can't even reread it for the first time ever. I mean, I can go reread what I already read, but like for the first time, would sell my soul to do that, because that is crazy. I was a different person before I read this. Now I don't know what's gonna happen next, so I'm gonna go figure it out with whatever video I choose to record next. But until then, stay tuned, I guess, for next week's post, whatever comes up, because for now if I don't choose right, I'm gonna be in the biggest slump of my life, because this book was everything to me. I loved every second, and please go pick it up if you can. Quick side note, everything I just said, I know it sounds a little over dramatic, but that's literally how I feel about books I hyperfixate on. So forget that and move past it, because this book was everything. I feel like Ren, she's such a strong, independent, badass female main character that I loved her, because in fantasy books we just get the most dumbest female main characters, and like, what is going on with that? She broke every standard. I enjoyed her so much. And then there's Cross. I feel like I love grumpy guys, but when they're so, I don't know, flirty and like kind of mean but also really cocky, oh my god, it's giving Zayden, but it's giving Zayden times like 100 better, because this, it got me so good. Do not be mad at me the way I compared it in the comments, but yeah, listen, I had so much fun, and go pick it up if you like Fourth Wing, if you like ACOTAR. I don't know, I haven't read a lot of fantasy, so I can't compare it too much, but it was very urban and dystopian, so I feel like it's something that could happen, take place in the future or whatever, because they had like electronics and stuff, but at the same time, it would be really sad if it did. So regardless, this was good, and please read it. Now back to the video. But regardless, we've reached the end of today's vlog. If you enjoyed, like, comment, share, subscribe. YouTube things, you know how to do them. And while you're at it, please pray for me that I don't fall into a slump, because now all I've literally been doing for the past day or so is hyperfixating and over-obsessing about this book. I'm gonna go and make it my personality for the next 2 weeks. So while I go do that, stay tuned, I guess, for next week's video, and hopefully I won't be in a slump by then. So see you then. Take care. Goodbye. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, I'm a little worried right now, but I'll see you hopefully next week.